Vladimir is one of the oldest and simplest champions in the game. This champion is a relic of a time when League was much more focused on the individual player, a time when pretty much anyone could 1v5 hypercarry so long as they were fed enough. Nowadays, Vladimir is arguably one of the only champions that can actually consistently do that. Many players try to change champions or change strategies based off of the meta or patch that they play on. They look at the newest and most efficient way to abuse whatever is the most OP. Whether it's items, champions, or new mechanics, people are always looking for new strategies in order to get a little bit more elo. But today we talk to someone who has been doing the exact same thing for the last 5 years and consistently hitting Challenger every single time.
My name is Calvin, obviously Elite500 online. I'm a Vladimir one-trick in high Challenger. I've been Challenger for the last 5 years now, and I've peaked at rank 34 this season just now. I used to play like all these edgy champions when I was really younger. Yasuo, Zed, Rengar, Riven, Talon. I used to be that kind of guy. Yeah, I got completely shitted on by a Vlad, and I thought, holy fuck, this guy doesn't even have to kill me, and he's like scaling like crazy. I gotta try this.
Not everyone's mid laner can be as talented as Elite500, and making sure that your mid laner is good is something that Porofessor can definitely help you out with. It quickly updates itself based on the champions that are picked in Champion Select in real time. It gives you matchups, win rates, and each individual player's strengths and weaknesses. It also has extremely up-to-date patch notes, which allows you to know exactly which champions you play got hit by the latest set of nerfs and buffs. It's got in-game stats in real time to help you track how well you're doing relative to everybody else, along with a breakdown of the game that you just finished in order to see where you could have improved on. Porofessor is completely free and you can download it today with my link in the description. So everyone knows that Vlad's early game is where he's the weakest. This is where everyone falls behind, gets abused, and cannot even start playing the game. A hypercarry has to have a bad early game in order for him to be balanced. Yet Elite500 doesn't actually think Vlad has a bad early game. He just thinks that everyone else shouldn't expect him to have a good one.
The thing is, he's not even that weak early game. It's more so that you just need to have really high economy. That means that you really can't like move to these like early jungle fights. You really can't be your jungler's slave, because if you lose your economy, that means you're going to be a lot weaker later into the game. It's not that you're weak early, it's just that you really can't afford to lose any resources early, because you can like beat the shit out of people in lane, you can easily solo kill people, you can't really like help anyone. You just need to have the farm. You need to like not give up anything. Absolutely never move to your jungle. I have coached so many people on Vladimir, and the number one thing is that they just don't play selfish enough. I genuinely believe that he is the most selfish champion in the game. Just have to play it as if it's single player. Your reward later into the game, because no other champion can carry as hard as him. I would only really leave lane after I have a sizable advantage of myself, and I 100% know that I can get something that is like bigger than the wave in the mid lane. 95 out of 100 games just never roam. Like, this is the champion you want to play if you just love laning.
When you play Vlad in lane, you can do something that most other champions can't do. You can take bad trades on purpose. Since Vlad has no resource costs to his abilities, and sustain built right into his Q, even if you take bad trades one after another, you'll still eventually end up ahead because you're just healing off of the wave. Even if you lose a trade by 100 HP, as long as you're not actually low enough to be in that champion's combo kill range, you're still gonna be okay. What really matters at the end of the day on this champion isn't actually getting kills, it's just getting a gold lead no matter how small it actually is.
It's always about attrition. It's never really about solo killing. Like, if the enemy dies to you, that's basically because they thought they could kill you, and that's like their mistake. Like, if they think that they can do some crazy play on you, that's the only way that you really can kill people on that. Because it's not like you can just like chip them out and pressure them, because you're really low range. The most important thing about Vlad is that you just don't mess up any last hits. Like, that's literally it in a nutshell. You need to just miss as few last hits as possible, and as soon as you press your tab key and you're like 25 CS out of 25 and you see the enemies like at 19 out of 25, that's when you know you've won the game already pretty much. Oh, fuck, he just spaced into me for some reason. He didn't have to eat that. I missed 3 CS, but we're not playing League in a few days. And it being the first game of the day, you know, it's good. I'm not gonna recall here. Just gonna pretend I do. He's getting so low HP. let alone that he's got no mana. All I gotta do right now is just perma push in the wave, and he's really, really fucked. I gotta perma push, look at map so the support doesn't roam on me, and try to predict where Warwick is. And then Karthus is just unplayably fucked. I don't know. I didn't do anything this laning phase, and he just fucked himself. It's so insane. He's probably gonna exhaust me here. Yeah, that's funny. I don't think he has to at all. But yeah, Warwick's top. I mean, now he has to recall. This guy's got no exhaust. I think I will all-in him on a turret. Just like for fun, you know? Okay. He walked back into me. Damn, he fucked that up so badly.
Although his playstyle can be considered very safe and boring, there is one item that Elite gets in just about every single one of his games. And it's an item that many people would consider too troll or risky for any high ranking game. And that item is of course Mejais.
Huge! Huge with Mejais! Huge! Oh my god. I love Mejais. Yeah, dude, I love that item. It's like what gives me fucking soul on this champion. It's so fun. Oh my god, dude, it's a drug, dude. The dopamine rush you feel when you get some stacks is like no other, man. Because you know, once you reach a certain amount of stacks, once you get the like 10 to 12 mark, no matter what the enemy team does, no matter what they do, they are fucked. Like, their fate is sealed. This is why I despise playing against Vladimir, because it feels like if you just like lose a few CS and this guy gets like even a bit ahead of you, it feels so hopeless. And that feeling that you know the enemies are completely hopeless when you start like getting your Mejais, that is like a feeling like no other.
A lot of people think that you should be buying Mejais when you already have a lead and already have a lot of stacks on your Dark Seal, but Elite has a completely different mentality. If you're playing Vladimir, your only goal is to be able to one-shot the enemy carries. In order to do that, you need damage. Without gold, you can't do that. Pretty simple. So when you're behind, you can't actually do your job. But this cheap little item can be as valuable as a death cap so long as you don't die. It's pretty much the only way that you can efficiently come back from a deficit when something has gone terribly wrong in the early game.
Oh, this is stressful to the max here. Oh my goodness! He got him! He got him! GP, my savior! Gangplank! It's a shield boat. Yes! No, Kha'Zix don't kill me! Oh! Kha'Zix! You guys are probably like, shut the fuck up, Elite, you fucking dumbass. But you don't understand the Mejais. It is literally the way we win this game, if I just stay alive.
One of the most important things that Elite does in order to get his farm is maxing E first. Generally speaking, you're going to be putting as many points as possible into your Q for the damage and sustain. But when you hit a level 11, Elite doesn't actually put any more points into his ultimate, but into his E instead. This increases the base damage on it, allowing him to be able to one-shot the backline minions a little bit earlier. Elite's playstyle isn't just about playing safe and farming, it's about only farming.
Nice, man. Nice! Nice! I got it. Thank you, Shaco, you piece of fucking shit. Nocturne isn't here. I think this is really one-sided fight. Uh-oh. It's planned, because now I get bot lane CS. No, of course not planned. But it's lucky. Close. That stance will kill him.
You will often find him in another lane farming, or even in his own jungle, taking his jungler's camps to continue snowballing his CS lead. This kind of self-centered playstyle is very off-putting to a lot of people, and there's a really good chance that you'll have people flaming you or even going AFK because of it. This is what Elite's philosophy is when it comes to those types of people.
Like, sure, you can kind of play around their temper and make sure that they don't lose their mind, but if your teammates are that stupid and they decide to fight 5v4, then no amount of like staying mid or like trying to like meet in the middle or anything like that is going to like make them not be stupid, you know what I mean? So you will still lose that game no matter what. The only way you can carry those kind of games is if you like put all the eggs in your own basket and you like carry it yourself. Slap a mute button on them and continuing your day. If they like leave the game and go AFK, then you would probably lose the game anyways, because they're just that kind of person to be like really stupid about little things.
You are the Vlad player. You will 1v5. You are the last true hyper carry in League of Legends. And so long as you have 300 CS and 4 items, you will one-shot everyone. Because you're farming so heavily during the early and mid game, you can often have 3 completed items at 25 minutes. Remember that you're able to hit your spikes earlier because Mejais is a much cheaper items than regular carry items. The faster and earlier that you spike, the less likely that your teammates are going to try to FF or go AFK. So let's say you get there. You have your items, you have your stacks, and you've reached your peak. But it's very likely that at this point in the game, the enemy team will be really strong as well. You have to deal with an enemy top laner that didn't get any pressure from the enemy mid, a CC support, and an enemy jungler that probably got super fed because he got every single scuttle crab. So how do you actually get to the backline as Vladimir? What super secret special challenger positioning do you need in order to actually blow up the priority targets?
You just run through it. You just don't give a fuck and just completely run through it. Like if you have Predator and Ghost, then nothing can really escape you. Take this champion, I found my CS, GG, good night. Your main goal is just nuke the backline. Just like flash in, get as big ult as possible, QEW, boom, you just nuke everyone. That's your main goal. I mean, no matter how telegraphed something is, if something is instantaneous, you can't react to it anyways. Like if you see someone in one-shot range at like level 6, they're like 500 HP and you know you can one-tap them. As long as you do your combo mechanically right and like mechanically fast, then they can flash away and your Q will still go off, your E will still hit, your ult still like hits, it doesn't matter. Yeah, sit back, kill some minions, you're chilling, having a good time. Ah, what's that? 30 minutes, Gathering Storm proc, you heard that sound? It's time for the enemies to FF. Just treat every single CS like it's a divine gift from God, because that's legit what it is. As long as you treat it like that, and you make sure that you get every single CS, you will be so strong. Even if you are like the worst mechanical player in the universe, it doesn't matter. As long as you like somewhat hover your mouse over the enemies and you misclick your R with like fat fingers. Ah shit, I killed enemy ADC, fuck. I didn't eat, disaster. Holy shit, still instant quadra.
Basically, Elite500 is a blood-sucking leech. Someone who takes his entire team's resources for himself and plays entirely on a single-player campaign. No regard for his team, no regard for objectives, and single-mindedly obsessed on one thing: farming.
Thanks for watching this video, and thank you to Dong for the feature. If you want to witness more utter annihilation with zero counterplay and ceaseless destruction, you can find me on twitch.tv/Elite500.